Hey guys, sorry about the kind of late upload. I got up to diamond and I dropped back down. I had a bunch of defeats. But we'll do this last game against China. It was a decent game. A little bit of aggression. He wasn't super aggro. He was more booming. Sometimes I have a kind of a tough time recording and playing at the same time, and my hands are still pretty messed up. Bunch of blisters are still kind of recovering, so hopefully in a couple days, probably tomorrow. If not the following day, I'll record a match live. Um, this is on ancient spires. So there's a water you start next to. Almost whenever there's water, it's almost always worth starting dock. It's worth that booming. For getting double villagers basically. It's basically like a second TC. The only thing being that these pawns, if there is limited food, you should only commit 5 or 6 boats. Really. If you do too many, you're just gonna fish it out really fast, and it's not gonna be really worth it. I mean, it is, but you're getting less returns on your investment by dedicating too many troops. Um, so he's going for wood and food and not gold, and he's dropping an early barracks. So yeah, he does actually tower rush me. That's right, I forgot. Let's just kind of look at it from my perspective, so we can kind of see what's happening. So I was scouting this side. I was collecting a bunch of sheep, so I just wanted to scout this side and come back and return and drop these sheep off. Wasn't entirely sure what he was doing, but I knew I was booming here, so I wasn't really gonna rush. I wasn't thinking he was gonna tower rush. China is a really strong tower rusher because they can drop those towers so fast with their builders. That's kind of an error on my part. I could have been scouting that he had dropped a barracks, would have indicated a rush on his part. He's looping around this top here. Let's see his vision real quick. Um, he's getting kind of unlucky in terms of how much sheep he's seeing, and I'm gonna spot his scout here in a second. I was coming back up with my con, dropped a speed arrow, and just I've only got 4 on food here just to maintain my economy there. On food production, villager production, so my villager production never stalled. And then scout here. So I just garrison all my villagers because I see he's running on a beeline here. And we garrison everybody, and we're able to snipe him out just barely. Drop off these sheep, and my con's there for the pickup for 4 more sheep. So that was pretty nice. Kind of rough for him. He just he just barely scouted it and um, loses his guys. Now he's pushing forward now at 2 minutes 45, 1 spearman and a villager. So again, it's kind of my fault not scouting this barracks earlier, but it did work out in the end because my con's got plenty of sheep and I've got my dock going. I'm assuming this tower rush is because a lot of players will go for the docks, so dropping a tower there will be a pretty strong food denial. Um, Not entirely sure if it's worth it, but probably better drop a tower onto the gold. So if we go to all, his guys still marching across. They're almost halfway across. Got 1 spearman, 2 spearmen, and a villager. So yeah, we've got. He's dropping a tower now, and if you go into my view, I can't see that there's a tower going to be dropped here. And I've got 5 fishing boats, which I thought was plenty. I've got plenty of guys on wood here, so I'm going to have a strong infrastructure, and we're collecting gold down here. So we're kind of ticking up, and then I see his villager, and I see him drop this tower. So the best reaction is just I dropped off all my wood that I had, and we're just gonna rush him with 9 villagers. So villagers do pretty good amount of damage with their knives. So we're kind of able to kind of shank him off of here. We do some damage. We almost kill his villager, and we're gonna torches in. So he ends up canceling it actually, which didn't really matter. No, I think he was trying to save his resources. Probably saved his resource, but we were fine. So I re-rallied my fishing villagers. I'm chopping again. I don't mind. I'm trying to slow burn this down. It's not a big deal. I'm grabbing the 4 villagers that were collecting sheep to do that, and I see he's dropping another tower. I'm gonna drop a tower here to kind of pull his aggro. Does, and then I'm gonna fight these 3 spearmen because I'm gonna win them, beat them in terms of damage. And I kind of misplayed there, letting that 1 villager die. And so, and I should have killed that 1 spearman too. So I come over and shank their villager real quick because I don't want that tower to come up at all. And so we're focusing down these guys. Those guys could have been fighting. I thought they were, and that was kind of a misplay on my part. But my village is good garrisoned. His towers has been kind of thwarted, and we're gonna get some damage on this. So if he cancels, it's gonna be an easy kill. I do decide to commit to burn down this tower. I don't know if he's got more guys coming. I had placed my con over here to kind of intercept anything, but it was actually out of the pathing, so I wouldn't have actually seen it. And just in case he was sending another villager, you know, a Chinese villager can tap that up super quick. So we did end up going up to 6 boats. We're tapping up, we're aged up, and he's kind of dedicated to a push, and it didn't work out for him. So he loses a little bit of wood, a good amount of wood actually. I don't know if he loses both of those woods, that wood in terms of resources. And I'm aged up, and his early aggression has kind of really backfired. So misses. I see his spearman here, and I was kind of worried that he'd seen me, but he didn't. So that worked out in my favor. And we're gonna send this guy to build another dock on this lake, on this pond. So 1 pond is good, but having another pond getting fished out is even better because it really spreads out as a good. Coming over here on my gold. I've already aged up, so I'm not really super committed to this gold. And the big thing is I've dropped my Mangudai, or my archery range. So I'm gonna start cranking out double Mangudai to deal with this spearman pressure that he's coming at me with. And with my con, I'm kind of checking out his base a little bit, as he's got a spearman. I probably could have killed this spearman, to tell you the truth, but I just wanted to scout really. I didn't want to stick around here. I just want to clear up this area, pick up whatever sheep I can, and fall back. I've got a booming build right now with these 6 ships, and I'm switching it over to these ships over here. I'm control grouping this ship to his spearman has noticed where I'm at, so we've got our Mangudai, and we're gonna rotate him over here to deal with this. And we lose a villager, but we're gonna send another one over. And our Khan has picked up a couple more sheep. He's at 10 sheep now, so we picked up 6 more after the 4 that he gifted me. Kind of floating a lot of wood right now, but we're dropping ships right now, which is good. So I was a little late on my ship production for sure. There you go. So pop that out. I think what happened here is I didn't want to have 6 ships. I wanted to have 5. I can reselect the code group, but it hadn't switched over properly. So we got a villager coming over. He's gonna finish tapping this up. We've committed more to gold because we were kind of behind now, and we're definitely further behind. And we got 10 on wood, which is a good amount. And we're bringing over more sheep. So it was really big, this sheep haul, because it allowed us to transition later to pastures. And now we've got a good amount of Mangudai. So we've got 5 Mangudai. Let's see what he's doing. He's aged up with Imperial Academy. He's training Imperial officials. My eco's at 33. His eco's at 29. So he's really not super far behind on eco. Dropping a mill, so he's going to get a lot of the shorefish right here. So that's good for him. And we're coming in to kind of scout him out and raid. See what we can see. And we're also building docks over here. So our eco is doing pretty good. We're at 35 to his 32. So we're able to maintain a lead a little bit as long as we produce docks. And here we have another pond that we've scouted. So I'm dropping a tower first. I don't want what happened last time with the dock and not the tower, since we're getting close to his base. So we're dropping that first. I think a lot of villagers. We see him on his gold here. So we do a little bit of harass damage. I think we pick off one villager, which isn't a lot, but it helps. So we're at 38 and he's 2. So that just widens that gap a little bit. He's got his horsemen. We can't engage super close on horsemen on this amount of horsemen with 5 because he will catch us and do damage. I also had to be a little careful because I was close to his base and close to my pawn, so I didn't want to pull him into my pawn that I'm setting up. Since it's so close to his base, it's a little dangerous. We also could have set up here, and I never did. That was kind of a mistake. I could have set up here as well. Those are a little bit of mistakes. Let's go to my vision. He's sending his horseman right over, and I notice it. I think right around here I notice it. Because he cuts it across. What's up there? So I noticed it over here. So I see his horseman coming in. So I'm kind of worried that he's going to come in and dive on my dock. Over here now we've got 10 on gold. But every time I'm on gold, I like to put enough towers for all of my villagers. And I got my Mangudai. Mangudai's running by and shoots a couple guys. Not a lot of things. I was coming around the back here to see if I can see any eco and do some damage. I garrison all my villagers. I'm going to lose a couple of horsemen here. And I was getting hit by the TC, and I saw the mill, but I saw he wasn't collecting any resources. And he loses one horseman, so it's not a super... it's not a good raid for him. He doesn't gain anything. He does. I do get a bunch of idle time on my gold, but I've got a good amount of gold right now, actually. And this is kind of funky. So he's burning down my ships, and I'm able to react in an okay amount of time. And then that torch damage was super late and was able to burn down one of my ships. So that kind of sucked, but I'm okay with 5. It's not a big deal having 5. And I'm up to 16 on wood because I was kind of lacking in infrastructure. I knew I was going to rotate pastures soon, and as well as military infrastructure. I went around here. I found him fishing up here, so I'm able to kill a couple villagers, not a lot. I'm at 45 eco, and he's at 35. I'm able to keep a bit of an eco advantage here, and he burns down another ship here. I didn't realize this was happening actually. So that was kind of unfortunate. But after we killed one of them, my healing here is able to keep up, it seems like. So we've got 4 fishing ships. Yeah, looks like my healing is going to keep up and we're going to kill him. So we escaped with the raids with our 5, what was originally 5 with 2 of the Mangudai, which is okay. And we're also, we've got this dock online. I drop a tower over here by these relics just in case he was castling up. I wanted to be able to defend this kind of relics out here. Collecting berries. His villagers are kind of doing some crazy routing to pick that up. And he's dropping a blacksmith. And he's not raiding, he's just kind of prepping to bulk. And he's got a bunch of Chokunu out, which are a pretty strong unit. I'm bumping into a wolf here. I think I drop a tower on the sacred site just in case. Good position and good vision for me here. Kind of controlling this western side of the map in terms of vision. Unagura, more efficient pickup, and I'm aging up with the step readout. The Kurultai was possible, but you know, the gold for me, I have this gold and this gold. And the rest of the gold is I mean, this is a pretty safe gold too. I don't know why it's not showing it, but on the real map all it is. So I've got this map. These 2 golds are pretty safe for me, but the rest of the gold is kind of pretty much contested gold. I do see his force here. He's got a good amount of Chokunu, so I see he's massing the push. I figure he's going to come in here to my dock. At least that's what I thought he was going to do. So I'm starting to drop military infrastructure here. I got the archery ranges, 2 archery ranges, 2 stables. I've got an okay force of Mangudai. Let's check out what he's doing. He's just massing up his army. He's got 15 units there. And we got 51 eco, and he's probably caught up to some eco. Almost. He's at 46. So, yeah, in Chinese, the villagers train super fast at 13 seconds, so I can make 2. And the time that I can make 1. So that's pretty crazy. So he's pushing against this, whoops. He's pushing against my dock here. Wasn't end of the world. I did lose some short here, but I still had this, like, so I was happy with that. Willing to sacrifice this. I was kind of worried if he's gonna come up on a gold here. I have a big mistake here. I dropped the step readout and I didn't pick up this gear and move it, so I lost out on about 700 gold here. So that's kind of unfortunate. I've upgraded my Mangudai to veteran. They do a lot better when they're veteran. And I see him pushing in here. At which point I figured, you know, this was kind of a lost cause. There's no way, it wasn't really worth even fighting this army for it. He had a pretty good force, and I mean, I could fight it, but there's a good chance that I'd lose my whole army over it. And I still have fishing production happening down here. A fishing boat, because I'm getting pretty close to his lines. I was a little bit worried. I've dropped a prayer house to collect some of the relics down here, and dropping a market because I had a pretty good surplus of food sometimes and wood, and I want to be able to balance out my stuff a little bit. And we're up to 6 stables, and we're dropping knights. I got Chokunu and horsemen. I didn't see the spearmen yet, so I wanted to be able to deal with the Chokunu pretty effectively with the knights. And we dropped the relic. We're gonna go pick up the other one. We're dropping a forward tower here. We can't see that wall yet, but we will shortly. This is fished out. Use that forward pawn. Here, dropping another prayer tent to pick up the relics on the top side of the map. If we got lucky, we're gonna pick up more than 3. We're gonna need it for sure. He hadn't aged up yet, but I figured that he's you know gonna be booming behind this. He's gonna be looking to age up. So okay, he's pushing pretty hard here. He's gonna push on my dock. I'm gonna let him commit his attack, commit to the attack on my dock, and I'm just gonna try to bring my cav around and deal damage to these rams. They kind of pull his spearmen, and in the process of pulling his spearmen to my cavalry, I was hoping they kind of separated, and they did a little bit. I didn't migrate the best I could have. It's no biggie if I lose this dock and if I lose the tower. I can pop those up pretty quick. The big thing is speeding up this army, so we're able to do that pretty easily, and that was a big plus. And we were able to burn down these rams and kill them with our cav here, which is nice. At this point, my extra villagers that I had running around, where did he go? It's not priest picking up. Oh yeah, so there's this forward gold and stone here, so I wanted to establish a good position here. I see he's got a wall. I figure he's gonna rotate out here eventually, but I wanted to take good position of this gold and stone before he did. If it came down to it, he's starting to wall up this whole side. I had no idea, and I'm raiding across. After killing his army, I knew that it's gonna take him a little bit to rebuild that. I'm building infrastructure, dropping another tower here, and we've transitioned to. That's probably the reason I didn't go for the other pawns too. Here we bump into his villagers that they're building up this wall. I see he's reached the castle age. I kind of misclicked here, but I'm gonna burn down with my cav. I'm gonna send my Mangudai around the flank to see what we could see. He's picking up these deer pretty quick with that Imperial official. We definitely had a juicy raid here, but he's backing out, which is smart. There's definitely pressure coming. He sees I'm burning this down, so it's going to be a matter of time. We mine out our gold. We're going to move this down here. This guy was idling, unfortunately. Maybe it was a good thing, because there's a spearman here that definitely could have killed us. Let's see this. Yeah, we're sending a priest over to pick up this far one. We checked out this gold. These knights were burning, but they didn't push through yet. He's going to go pick up this relic, and at the same time he had moved his spearman, so that kind of worked out in our favor. We checked out the stone, didn't see anything. bring my horses up. I saw that he finished this wall, and we're gonna go, and we're gonna see this mill. Yeah, we burned down this mill, and we're checking this wood line because I know there's a wood line up here. Picking up this relic. We have this relic. We're bringing those relics back. Infrastructure is kind of stagnant right now. We have 2 idle villagers. So we've got 2 towers down here to secure this kind of an uwu down here to steal kind of this forward stone. We do see his down here harvesting food. So we're gonna raid with our knights. Tower first. I probably should have gone just straight for kills, but that was no biggie. But behind, you know, the hit here, we had found his wood line was going, and we kill a bunch of villagers. 58 eco, he's got 66. So we kill a bunch. You know, we're still killing a bunch of eco. And with the Mangudai, we're kind of trying to, we try to pull away some of these spearmen. And I'm trying to send the knights onto the Chokonu because they do more damage. And, you know, we're whittling down these spearmen. We're whittling down some of his army too. We really wanted to take out as much spearmen as we could so it's easier for our knights. And he's down to 50 something villagers. A little bit of a miss micro here in terms of our Mangudai. Definitely lost some kills. It's okay. Yeah, he got down to basically 50 vills. And he takes the shanks out on us. And he's bringing the Chokunu out, which is going to clean us up here. Oh, we got him to below 50, so that was a bunch of damage. At the same point, these guys are mining. We got 3 relics here. I think we're going to pick up the next relics. Hopefully. The last relic's right close to us, so we're not really worried about it. Finishing up our initial wood line, and we got another decent army here. We got 15, and we're rallying these Mangudai up to this top corner over here. And we're starting to put some towers line of sight on this other side of the map. I do believe I've been trying to put tower in the middle here soon, but he kind of intercepts me. Over here we're transitioning to our pasture economy for food. Our wood is also finishing up. I think I noticed that our wood was finishing up, and I sent these guys to this bottom corner. It's slightly protected. We have a couple of buffer towers here. Takes out a knight here, or a villager. I think it's a villager. Yeah, a villager was gonna come up to get this tower built, and I see he's got nest of bees, and he's got spearmen and Chokonu. I mostly saw the Chokonu. So I got my army here. I'm okay. I feel safe kind of sitting back defending. I see that he still has on wall this top side, so I'm kind of wrapping around. I just picked up that relic. I leave these girds here. I definitely could have brought them over. Sometimes it's kind of a hassle to bring them over. I don't know if I had an ability, so I definitely could have. Sometimes it gets dropping them. Sometimes it doesn't drop. It's almost better to drop just build a gur. Tower, and he's gonna take out this line of sight that I have, which is okay. I was kind of coming back into raid here. He's got 54 eco, so his eco is kind of getting stabilized again. But his eco's kind of crazy. He's only got 10 on food. He's got 30 on wood. He's kind of all over the place. I feel like he's, you know, he's got a bunch of idols on build. I guess that's why he's in the process of transitioning. Over here, I'd seen the nest of bees. I was trying to get kind of a snipe onto the nest of bees. I honestly didn't mind losing this whole army. That siege is going to be troublesome. At the same token, I didn't want him to reinforce really here. I wanted to hold off this army. I lose this fight, but I feel like he kind of delayed his push enough. You know, I'm coming up here. I got another force of Mangudai. We're gonna go villager raid again. We're just, I think now, yeah, now we're rallying our troops here. Our stables are rallying forward still on accident. I'm gonna change that soon, yeah. So we're gonna amass another force while we were holding there. I thought maybe he was going to be picking up stone here, but he's not. Villagers have dropped outposts down here, and we're collecting wood from this kind of, I would say, neutral wood line. So it's advantageous to us to take that. And I see his army's getting close. I'm not super worried, but I am dropping a bunch of infrastructure now. I was a little behind, definitely, on dropping this infrastructure. But we're dropping it now. We got a bunch of knights coming. We got a couple of Mangudai. And the big thing is, while he's getting ready to push me right now, I know his army's coming to push me, so his attention's over there. So I bring my Mangudai in here. He's got 17 villagers. I see that. And he's kind of idled these rams, unfortunately. Got him out of position. So I'm going to try to pick those off. I see his villagers are cleaning up the wood line over here. And we're able to pick out these couple of rams. That's a big pick for us. Now that happened because of, you know, the pressure on the other side of the map. So you fall back here. Our stables are producing a ton of knights. He's got to build another ram. He's building more rams. I see he's building this gate down here. We got a tower. He's upgrading a springwood right now. These guys are just empty space. And I'm sending my Mangudai down and over to kill these villagers that are idling. At the same time, I've sent my knights to deal head on and the Chokonu, and it's kind of unfortunate, kind of missed micro here. But he's taking down some pastures, so it's not end of the world for me by any means. And we're kind of dealing with it here. And his spearmen are getting kind of withered, and we've got a few springwood towers here too. The Mangudai at the same time have been kind of pulling his pressure, and we kill a ton of villagers. He's down to 57. He hasn't been able to mass too many. And we lose all these guys to these Chokonu, but we killed a bunch of villagers. You can see are dead there. And now he's taking this down. We killed these guys. That's okay, it's no biggie. Because his main force, his main push here was thwarted. And now we got a good amount of infrastructure. We got 7 stables. So we're going to be able to produce a bunch of units and rally them down. So, factoring, I'm sure, elsewhere. I see him collecting all this food here. So I know that him committing this many to collect food, you know, 13 villages, that's a big source of his food income right there. Over here, we're building towers to hold off this gold, which is kind of a forward gold. We're bringing knights over to kind of deal with these Chokonu. Once we deal with the Chokonu, I felt like it's going to be easy raiding, and we're dropping a bunch of pastures. We're going to have 17 total. So that was pretty big. And then we're dropping 3 more ranges. So we're going to have a total of 6 ranges. The prayer tents are back here and collected. He's building walls up. I did not notice that till later. I kind of miss playing with my knights here. You see how they're out? It's kind of unfortunate. I don't know why that's happening, but it's pretty annoying. Yeah, so that's really annoying. But but we're bringing over a bunch of Mangudai now to kind of put a lot of pressure on. His armies, you know, he's microing here. At the same time, knights are coming in with the token villagers. And Chokonu, we dropped the defensive there to kind of make my guys beefier. And you know, we're killing a bunch of villagers here. We're killing spearmen. And you know, it sucks losing a couple knights, but the knights take a while for his to wither through. So we're able to do a lot of damage with them. Here they're not getting stuck either. They're actually doing what they're supposed to do. So we're able to push them off of this food, which is pretty big. In the meantime, I just found out that he walled it off because I couldn't get to the sacred site. I'm trying to cap sacred sites. I captured this one. I was sending this monk to capture the other one, and he wasn't able to. That's where I found that he had re-walled. And since we kept him off of this food, the whole map, he's going on to wood here. He's transitioning to farms now. He's Got that front gold still he's working with. We're able to push him off of this food here, which is pretty. Gotta commit the farms now. And we've got a decent infrastructure. We got idled. They were supposed to be collecting the gold. We had moved to another gold vein now. And they're just idled. I forgot to shift click them, it looks like. And Khan was fighting here. Got these guys finally back on the gold. And we're gonna drop, yeah, 5 more stables. So we're at 11 stables. We're gonna be at, sorry, 11 ranges, 7 stables. So we got a really solid infrastructure behind us to be pushing, and we've had pretty successful raids in terms of keeping them there. We got a couple of Mangudai in the forest up here. We got a couple of Springle towers protecting this gold, and we're dropping 3 towers up here. I don't know if he has vision. Let's see. We're burning down here. We had a spearman up here. We killed him. We burned that mill for some free resources. Unfortunate that this Uvu's run out. I think I'd send over a villager to drop on this Uvu here. I probably should have grabbed it up here. But he's got this big force, but he sees my that I'm pushing here up front. Bringing his army over there to contest it. We're rotating down here. I didn't feel like he was gonna commit to berries again. These 2 Mangudai that were back in there before, they kill a couple of villages here and there, and they trigger him to drop a tower, unfortunately, and he just shanks my Mangudai to death. So I got a decent mass of Mangudai up here again. He's up to 70 villagers. I'm up to 70 villagers. These guys I'm gonna rotate. I'm resending my my rally point to the breach and to this lower gate. He's sending these rams up because he saw my towers getting built up there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he saw those towers being built, I guess a while ago. He must have just noticed. And then I see this massive choker near, so I'm gonna send my knights in to deal with this and kind of hold him here while I hit his villager line. I knew that his villagers were back here, chopping wood, so I was just gonna hit this line. Take out his Imperial Official, which is pretty nice. And he tries to shank all of these Mangudai, which is kind of a crazy move on his part. In the meantime, these knights are doing a good job holding. I've got another wave getting masked up, and we just kill a ton of villagers. And at this point, he's on to 35 idle, 30 idle. So he loses an absolute ton of villagers here. And this is 100% GG there. There's no coming back after that many villagers lost, unless you've got like triple TC, maybe. Sacred Timer's counting down. We're kind of just fighting his army here, just kind of draining the resources at this point and not letting him mass another ball. We don't have a problem losing knights, we can kind of afford it. And we're massing another mass of Mangudai. Yeah, at this point he was suffering. He didn't have any eco going anywhere else. Yeah, he had some guys on gold here. 12, and they just finished out their gold veins. He's got hardly any eco left, so yeah, 28 eco. So we're just running around the side, seeing if he had any farms down here. Good amount of army. We have another second wave ready. Towers up, towers up. We got a 4th tower, 2 Springle towers up. No upgrades yet coming through. Chopped on here. We got an Uvu dropped here. And these guys are collecting here. Something passion. We rotated to the back. I didn't want them to be dealing with a surprise raid or anything. Yeah, repositioned the sheep. They were too far from the TC. And we did a good amount of damage, and we looped in and out. We're just gonna regroup with these Mangudai and come in again. And we had another mass of knights ready to raid. So, Tower Rush was able to successfully stopping that tower set him really far behind, and led us to boom with those ships, grabbing a couple of sneaky pawns, and kind of dealing with that aggression in time. Another big thing was having enough infrastructure to fight him, so to mass an army. So it was a good match. Hopefully here soon I'll be getting up to Diamond again. I got up to Diamond, just lost a bunch of matches. Played a couple of Conquer players, played a semi-pro, Divine. So been a couple of rough matches, and still really trying to figure out my build now. So many civs are so strong in the boom and booming and double TC or fast castling and all that type of stuff. It's hard to get pressure in at a good time. So I'm gonna be working on a couple of builds, adapting off of the Horseman Rush, or a kind of a fast H2 into Mangudai Rush. So I've got to do some calcs, some builds. Hopefully here in a week or so. I'll have a good build order that maximizes either Mangudai production by 7 minutes, or uh, horseman production by 7 minutes. It's hard to because some of the like HRE, they can be castle at 6 minutes basically, and have minute arms at your door at 7-8 minutes. So I think for a lot of these kind of boom sieves, yeah, you really gotta be able to get pressure out early and as fast as possible. So I might be looking at a fast feudal into Mangudai Rush build. So we're gonna see what I can come up with, and then I'll share with you guys, and we'll see how it does, because every single civ seems to have kind of an eco advantage, and our advantage as Mongols is raiding and getting that raid bonus as our eco, but it's increasingly harder against basically opponents that are always going to have an eco edge on you. So yeah, I think the move is going to be rushing H2, getting out Mangudai, and then following up with scouts and horsemen to get some burning eco going, so raiding eco going. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll let you guys know. Thank you for watching.